If we didn't know she'd been buried alive, I'd say she was just exhibiting the typical symptoms of your average rich person.
Hashtag pun. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, this lady's showing a little bit of the ass over there.
Are you the new servant?
No, I'm Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking into your mother's attempted murder.
How did you know I was her son? Oh, of course. You must have sensed it with your detective's intuition. I should have guessed by that giant head of yours.
Okay, this guy is high.
Are you feeling all right, Mr. Montgomery?
Yes, I'm fine. Much better than when those pesky police officers were snooping around earlier. But I like you, Mr. Fordham. I can already tell you're not like them at all. Please, call me Andrew.
Yes, well, I'll have a look around and I may need to ask you some questions. Do you think you can handle that?
I can. In fact, I really look forward to it.
If the good doctor gave him a mild sedative, I'd hate to see what the stuff you take would have done to him.
Okay, so like I said, don't look at the lady's ass over here. Hey, a parrot.
What a beautiful parrot. Must have cost the Dupreys a cool copper.
Who's a pretty bird?
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Polly want a cracker?
Polly want a cracker?
No, thank you.
Oh, pieces of 8?
Pieces of 8?
Hi, matey.
Haha, nice.
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Okay,
So long, birdie.
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Do you suppose that's for the bird? Or perhaps so the Dupre family members can get a good look at themselves on the way out of the house?
Well, it's a mirror. I don't know.
Dupre looks like she's holding on to that poor bastard for dear life.
Good one. To the kitchen. Upstairs. Let's talk to Andrew.
I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
About Madame Dupre.
What can you tell me about Madame Dupre?
She came back from the dead. I couldn't believe it. My mother, resurrected, just like Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
Yes. I heard you're the one who accused Mr. Martin of the crime.
Oh, no, I already talked to the police about that. I don't want to think about it right now.
Okay, how about you?
How do you typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. Nothing as exciting as what you do, I'm sure. Ooh, tell me, do most bad people start crying when you catch them? I'll bet it's a laugh riot to see them sobbing away.
Laugh riot. Yeah.
No, Mr. Montgomery, most of them don't.
Well, that's a real shame, isn't it?
Yes. What about Juliet?
What can you tell me about your sister, Juliet?
I'm reminded of a famous quote, Mr. Fordham. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Let us part on good terms and avoid the subject altogether, please.
Huh. What about the bird over there?
That's a rather exotic bird you've got.
I like looking at him. He has such pretty colors, doesn't he?
That he does.
You know, I've always wondered what he might taste like.
What?
Is that bad, do you think?
I really couldn't say, Mr.
Maybe
Montgomery.
like chicken, I don't know.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you for yours.
This is ridiculous. He won't be of any use in this state. If it takes him as long to snap out of it as it takes you, we'll be waiting around here until noontime tomorrow. There has to be a way to bring him back to his senses. Maybe that quack outside knows something of use.
I'm thinking coffee. Let's do investigate upstairs when we have time.
Ah, the Gascon docks. The artist definitely took some liberties. You can't see a single person getting stabbed.
Ha ha ha. Hashtag pun.
A horrible little porcelain figurine. Madame Dupre didn't strike me as the type to play with dolls. This is always my favorite part of detective work.
Nothing inside but a bunch of extra doilies.
How disappointing. Maybe you should steal one, just to spite Madame Dupre for not giving us any good clues.
No, Bill.
You're no fun, Miles.
Shut up, Bill.
There's nothing useful to the investigation in there.
Okay, let's start from this door over here. Bill is like our Watson, minus all the meat pies.
A much younger Madame Dupre. I suppose that's a nice alternative to a mirror. That's an old uniform, from the turn of the century by the look of it. This must be Madame Dupre's first husband. Kinda strange that she'd still keep his portrait in the bedroom. Ooh, a fainting couch. I always wanted one of these, but I never fainted enough to justify buying one.
#pun. Choice and Consequences, Equestrian Mesmerism, The Parson of Crook Hall, Convent of the Dam, and Other Short Stories, The Chesterstones, A Brief History, Buffalo Skinner, A Wild Man's Tale.
One of those melodramatic romances. I read it a while back, and I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
Okay.
Now that one sounds interesting. I was always a fan of Bedletter's short stories. Doesn't appear to be very brief if there's 2 volumes of it. I wonder if anyone outside the family would find this even remotely interesting.
Probably not.
Doesn't appear... Choice and Consequence. Who in their right mind would write a book about that? I don't even want to know what that one's about. I read that one last year. If you ever wanted to know the intimate details of a buffalo's anatomy, I highly recommend it.
Thank you.
Let's see if there's anything in these drawers. Damn, nothing but personal effects and more stationery.
Don't forget the first rule of detective work. If there's nothing useful inside, check underneath and between.
Ah, yes, of course. Thanks for the reminder.
Now this is intriguing.
Oh, there's a thing. Okay, she's threatening, the
Well, I
Martin.
can't deny that the evidence against Mr. Martin is somewhat damning. If his mother was so sure of his innocence, she'd surely have explained what all those things behind the curtain were. I don't think Upton will appreciate being proven wrong. But like Fellows said, facts are facts.
Okay, anything else here?
It would appear that Madame Dupre was taking music lessons.
Her current predicament has probably put an end to that venture, though.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol. This should be sol. La. This should not be T. It should be C. S-I. Do. G. Mi. Okay. Anything else here?
Nothing else of interest in there.
Okay. What about this book?
Seems Madame Dupre fancies herself a poet.
To dream. The dove.
Well, that was life-changing.
For once in
Yeah.
my life, I'm completely speechless.
Then perhaps I should take this with me and read it more often.
Haha, #pun.
Nah.
We got an achievement. Don't quit your day job. Read Madame Dupre poetry. Question residents of Dupre Manor. Investigate the Chester tomb. Return to Upton accused by Albert Martin. This is where we need to go to the other thing.
Must be nice being able to afford keeping your oil lamps lit during the daytime.
Yes. We're just investigating in this house. Okay, what do we have here?
I've never seen so many beauty products together in one place. Doesn't look like they get used much, though. I've never seen so many beauty... Juliet really likes plants and flowers, doesn't she?
I don't know.
Well, someone's fancy. I never liked these types of beds much. They feel too claustrophobic.
I always thought they had a
Fancy.
certain appeal myself.
Yes, you would think that about a bed that lets you shut out the rest of the world.
Yes, and the mosquitoes.
Locked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. They're all empty. How unusual.
Not to mention disappointing.
How unusual. What about this?
Let's have a look through these papers. Aha, what's this?
Miss Montgomery, ultimately I've been informed of a series of burglaries in the neighborhood near the room you're renting for me at 76 Foreign Lane. Changing the locks. Please enclose a copy of your new key. Edwina Creswell.
So, Juliet is renting a room in the Chum. That's certainly interesting. I can't wait to see what sort of dirty secrets she's got hidden away in there.
Okay.
Nice little cottage. Looks like it would make a nice cozy spot to retire. If I hadn't already retired from life, that is.
Hashtag pun. We need to investigate the rental room. We still only have like the Dr. Fellow's testimony. We have Albert as the possible suspect. You see? This is the lady's. She was going to kill you myself. Stay away from my daughter and my house, or I'll kill you myself. Yeah, she was, like threatening Martin.
Nice bouquet of roses. Although it would make things much easier if they were Easter lilies.
If only.
Ah, the Gascon.
Oh, we already saw that one. Let's just go over here.
Goodness, someone went overboard with the flowers. This brings back some memories, doesn't it?
Ones I'd rather forget.
Workstation. Tweezers.
These should be useful.
Yeah, to open the thing over there.
The science of pharmacology. Yeah, I'm sure it's riveting stuff.
I think maybe the madam was trying to do a poison to kill Albert, and maybe she poisoned herself by mistake?
It looks as though this folded piece of paper is being used as a bookmark.
Yes, open the damn thing.
I hope remembering what page they were on wasn't too important.
Looks like it's a letter for Andrew.
Andrew encloses the agreed upon fee. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on exams with his help. Without his help. Okay. Thank goodness for good people like you with home pharmacies. Sorry to hear about your mother. I'll wait a few days before passing by.
The science of... I can only wonder what sort of potions Andrew concocts in this thing. Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills. These would make a sloth act like a hummingbird.
Interesting.
A gentle reminder that everyone's time is slowly running out. Decadent. What in the ether is that thing supposed to be? Actually, I'd rather not know. Is this really the best that medical science has to offer?
Leeches.
I can only wonder what sort of potions Andrew concocts in this thing.
Interesting, interesting.
Oh, look! It's one of those new audio
Maybe
cylinder
it was
graphs.
Andrew?
I can't quite wrap my head around how they can manage to get sound out of a wax cylinder.
Yeah. Nice. This is part of a puzzle.
Why would anyone need so many flowers in one room?
Perhaps it's to mask the odors of those chemicals on the workstation.
Perhaps.
Could be. I don't know much about art, but I see Madame Dupre and I at least have similar tastes. Yeah, it must be a nice place to sit and listen to music.
There could be a puzzle there. Let's go to Juliet's room and use the thing that we got.
Locked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Shouldn't be able to use the tweezers. Map. Casebook. This, you see, tweezers. Useful tool for reaching things too small for human hands to reach, or for plucking those pesky eyebrow hairs. Okay, so it's not the tweezers there. Okay, let's talk to the doctor about how we can just do something there with
Doctor,
Andrew.
may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
Sedative.
May I ask exactly what kind of sedative you gave Andrew?
A simple tincture of laudanum. It's what I give all my nervous patients.
He seems a bit out of sorts.
Hot? Meat kettle.
It can have that effect, but it usually wears off in half a day or so.
Is there a way to bring him out of his condition sooner?
A stimulant would have the opposite effect, but I wouldn't recommend mixing the two. It could have potentially harmful effects on his heart.
Oh, of course. I wasn't planning on doing anything of the sort. I was just curious.
It's cute how you act like you have no experience in these matters. It's almost convincing.
Almost. Yes, it's almost convincing.
Those are all the questions I've got for now.
I hope I answered them adequately.
Yes. Okay, I thought we could use the tweezers. But apparently not. We need a key. Let's go over here. Okay, bread.
Certainly no shortage of bowls or food preparation items around here.
No, sir.
Yeah, it looks like gumbo's on the menu tonight. I wonder how it compares with Upton's special recipe.
Bobano.
It's times like these make me wish I could still eat. Judging by the amount of food this family probably eats, washing the dishes must take forever.
There's like 3 people.
Looks like the type of spices you'd use in a stew. Most likely paprika or turmeric. Nice variety of reds and oranges.
Yes, nice.
It's times like these make me wish I could still eat.
Question residents of Dupree Manor. Investigate the Chesterton tomb. Return to Upton and accuse Mulver. Investigate the rented room. Find the stimulant. Amelie.
Pardon
Hello.
me, miss.
Hello.
What? Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm investigating the attempted murder of Madame Dupre.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm very busy. I can't help you.
Please.
Amelie, please. I need to know what you know about Madame Dupre.
What? How did you know my name?
Juliet told me about you.
Juliet told me about you.
Miss Juliet?
Yes, I spoke to her at the university. She mentioned you two were friends.
Yes, that's right. She's always been so good to me.
Look, Amelie, I'm just trying to get some information. And I have a feeling you can be very helpful if you just let me talk to you.
All right, fine. But do it as fast as you can.
What about Madame Dupree?
Tell me about Madame Dupre.
Oh, I really shouldn't, sir.
It would greatly help my investigation if you did.
Madame Dupre was kind enough to hire me as her cook. It's hard to get jobs in the city. Lots of people want their servants to use those new machines.
New machines?
My sister's brother-in-law got half his leg blown off by one of those new ovens. He's lucky he wasn't killed. So I'm plenty happy working here doing real people's work. But Madam can be difficult sometimes.
Difficult? What do you mean by that?
No, I said enough.
What about her death?
What do you know about Madame Dupre's supposed death?
All I can tell you is that whoever did it really hated her.
Do you know Albert Martin, the man accused of the crime?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. What about Andrew?
What can you tell me about Andrew?
He ain't so bad. Kinda spoiled, but he mostly cleans up after himself. Has a whole private part of the house, but I think he only uses one room. Better for me, way less to clean.
What about Juliet?
What do you know about Juliet?
She was always so kind to me and the others, but her mother don't like that one bit. Still, she sneaks down into the kitchen to keep me company some nights. Even though she's a good soul, I think part of her does it just to spite her mother.
What about you?
Are you the only remaining servant here?
No, there's another one, Marcel. He's the new gardener.
Marcel?
I haven't seen him in a few days, though. Not since before Madam's incident.
Thank you, Amelie. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Now please, let me get back to work.
Can we get some coffee? Oh, we can get some coffee. Let me see.
Yeah, it looks like gumbo's on the menu tonight. I wonder how it compares with Upton's special recipe. It's times like these make me wish I could still eat.
Sink. Okay, I think we've explored everything here in this manor. Let me check the casebook. Question residences the pre-manor. Let's go to the map. I want to go to the coffee house. This lady's standing now here?
She's running back and forth at lightning speed. Clearly, she dips into the coffee supply. All that metal and tubing just to serve a hot cup of coffee?
I want coffee.
Give me an old-fashioned tea kettle any day. Seems like they have a little something for everyone in here.
I was thinking we could give coffee to...
Best avoid that one. He looks
To
like he might tip
Andrew.
over at any moment. Reminds me of when I was alive. Ah, good times.
But apparently not. Let's just go outside. Okay, let's go investigate the cemetery.
Ah, St. Denis Cemetery. Best view in the city. It's just a shame none of the residents can enjoy it. I think I'm buried around here somewhere. Wonder how the old gravestone is doing these days.
We can check it out later.
The plaque says Harrison. Doesn't look very opulent, so I guess it doesn't belong to anyone important. Looks like people have left markings and offerings in front of this tomb. You may think it's a silly superstition, but I wish you'd leave a bottle of Bollingworth at my grave every now and then.
I think we can do that.
Nice view of the river from up here. You can hardly even see the cloud of smog over the chum. This just goes to show you can't take it with you, so you might as well spend it all on a giant tomb.
Police officer.
I don't know him. Must be a recent addition to the force. Well, at least he won't recognize you. If only that police officer wasn't guarding the tomb, you could go in there and raid it to your heart's content.
Okay, so we need to do something to get this guy out. I want to talk to this guy.
Good day to you, officer.
Good day, sir. How may I be of assistance?
I need to get into that tomb over there.
Would you mind letting me in the tomb, please?
Afraid I can't do that, sir. This tomb is currently part of a police investigation and ain't available for visits until further notice.
I think I just saw someone being mugged at the front entrance.
I think I saw someone being mugged at the front entrance.
Nice try, sir, but that's clearly a bunch of bull. You're just trying to get me to step away so you can go inside the tomb.
Ah, ha,
What?
ha.
No, I would never do such a thing.
In any case, there's another officer stationed at the entrance, so if there was somebody being mugged, he'd see it for sure.
Well, at the very least, it's nice to see the department is hiring competent officers who aren't easily fooled.
Yes.
Good day to you, officer.
Afraid I ain't got time for idle chat, sir. Please, move along.
Okay.
The plaque says Harrison. Doesn't look very opulent, so I guess it does.
Can I move anywhere? Okay, we're gonna leave for now. Let's go see this shady apartment in the Chumley.
Egad! Is this someone's room or a jungle?
Quite a fascinating array of plants in here, not to mention the machinery on the table.
Seems like Juliet is very interested in getting extra credit.
Okay.
I wonder what sort of fertilizer or growth tonic these plants are getting. Whatever it is, it's definitely working.
It's manure. It's manure, bro.
I'm guessing they're probably full of more scientific equipment or plant-related stuff.
Okay, what about this? Flies? Button? Antenna?
I have no idea nor desire to know what purpose that thing has.
Interesting. I think this is a Tesla coil.
Well, now, this is interesting.
Etheric effects, larger, more vibrant flowers. Conclusion: plants thrive from exposed to small etheric currents. Further experiments are needed to determine the long-term effects. Etheric effects. Brain is clearly affected, induce a trance-like state. Muscle loss control. Wing flags in predictable patterns. If animals with greater cognitive ability, including humans, are exposed to specific quantities of ethericity, they will go into stupor, appearing unresponsive or dead. Oh. So maybe it was dead.
Etheric pressure. What a bunch of nonsense. Just a bunch of technical nonsense. I can't understand a word of it.
Well, now, this is interesting.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah.
Etheric.
Check this out. Maybe Juliet did this by mistake?
This plant makes Miles Jr. look like a single blade of grass. Those are the most vibrant flowers we've seen in a while. I bet they smell extra strong.
Yes, they certainly do.
It's a good thing you're the one with the nose.
Yeah.
That's quite the book collection. It almost puts Adelaide's to shame.
All impeccably cataloged and organized as well, which makes the 2 missing volumes stand out even more.
2 missing volumes?
That's quite the...
Nothing here.
They appear to be scientific scribblings. I can't make heads nor tails of them.
That makes 2 of us.
Missing volumes. Find a stimulant to bring Andrew out of the stupor. Let's go back to the Dupree Manor.
Her eyes are glazed over and she's got a vacant, expressionless stare. She seems completely oblivious to her surroundings. If we didn't know she'd been buried alive, I'd say she was just exhibiting the typical symptoms of your average rich person.
Yes, you already said that.
This quack hasn't got anything more for us to learn right now.
Okay, let's just go with that.
On the dark roads of Montana, there's a shadow in the dirt. The whisper of a mountaineer in a ragged flannel shirt. He walks the stony hillsides with his mandolin in hand, but you'll never see his face around this long long forgotten.